I was still thinking through, um, let me see. Oh no, I didn't connect my headset. Hold on one second, y'all. Technical difficulties. Elder Millennial here. Okay. I think I got my headphones set up. Okay. So I am still thinking through same color, different mediums. Oh, that's not helpful. Um, and wanted to share once I get my position together. Um, wanted to share my thoughts on red. So, hey, my name is Sequoia. I use she and her pronouns, and I am on video 13 of a series where I am sharing the different tips, tools, tricks that I have learned while building my mixed media palette. And let's see, I am an artist, I'm also a therapist, and I have shared over this series that I started back with my creative practice and exhibiting my work at the top of the pandemic. And since then have just incorporated, creativity and my creative practice more into my daily life. And about November, December of 2024, I started just being a little bit more intentional about a sketchbook practice specifically, and exploring different mediums and products or tools. And yeah, decided a few days ago to start this start this video series, and it has just unfolded in a really nice way. I feel like I'm connecting with more people who are in, potentially the same place as me or related to their creative practice. And it's kind of a series within a series that's going on right now. So this is, even though this is video 13, this is video 3 within the 13 of same color, different mediums. And so I've just been going through the colors that I have explored. And one of the things that I shared in the second same color, different medium video, which was, what was that one? That one was on beige red. Let's see, can y'all see okay? That one was on beige red. And one of the things that I shared was that one interesting thing that is a part of the process of same color, different medium is not only exploring different colors, but also exploring the different variations of those colors, different brands, and how they vary, the colors among different brands. And it's called kind of like a discovery wheel, if you will. So like I wanted to incorporate red a little bit more into my um, practice, and started off with gouache, and I'm going to show you the gouache here shortly. But started off with the gouache red and vermillion really. And it was like, okay, when I get my next set of watercolors, I'm going to make sure that I make sure that there are more variations of red, in that particular color palette. And so we start with one, one tool, one color, so red for instance. And then you start to go on this discovery spiral where it's like, okay, well, let me see what red in a different brand looks like. Let me see what red in a color pencil versus a watercolor, looks like. And that's what the discovery spiral is, right? It kind of takes you on the next step to, or even another layer. It takes you to another layer of figuring out what you like and what you don't like. And I've also mentioned like wet and dry mediums is a really it can be a hard thing to explore, because it takes it, and it's hard because it takes practice. It takes multiple trials, if you will, right? Of seeing what products layer really good on top of each other, you know, which wet mediums interact really good with each other, which ones, you prefer and which ones you don't. And this is the vermilion and the gouache. Um, and I really like this color. Um, and so, yeah, that's what kind of starts the discovery spiral. And all of this is a part of the creative process, right? The other thing that I shared too is that figuring out what colors you like can be a hard aspect of the process too. But again, it takes practice, it takes many trials of even like going through different tools and different mediums to see, like which one you like and which one you don't like. Um, but picking what colors is helpful then leads you to picking, or it can, right? Like it doesn't have to, but it can. And this is how it worked out for me. Exploring what colors I do like was helpful with me figuring out then like you know, what color palettes do I like? And then all of that ultimately builds on like a mixed media palette. So let's see, let me show y'all this red Sharpie. Let's see. This is one of my favorite markers, and it has really hurt my heart to find out that Faber-Castell does not make these anymore in the big brush style. They just have the regular pit artist pens now. They don't have these chunky boys anymore, and I hate that. But this is deep scarlet red. And I was in Atlanta visiting my mom, and whenever I go see her, there's a local art store, and I ran in there, and they had like four of these, and I didn't know why they were on markdown. I just thought they were having a sale, and I grabbed one of these because I already had the black one and I really liked it in black. And yeah, I randomly grabbed this deep scarlet red and I just love this color. I liked India ink, um, as opposed to like a dye, which is a pigment, as opposed to like a dye. Um, so I guess I'm just sad about that and wanted to tell y'all. Yeah, I'm sad about it. Wanted to tell y'all, and that if Faber Castell had these big brushes in like this family color, I would definitely get it. I know that they have it in like the smaller. Let me show you. I have so many of these. they have this color family like in these smaller, pit artist pens. I just like the chunky. Um, yeah, I like the chunky materials. That's also something that I am, that's been a part of my discovery spiral with like, figuring out what colors, what color families I like. I really, really prefer chunky materials. So there's that. Okay, this is another Faber-Castell marker, but this is a watercolor marker, and this is in middle purple pink. So this one is like this rose madder deep. This one is more along those lines, but just a little bit lighter. Something else that I shared in the same color, different medium for beige red too, is that I don't use necessarily the color wheel like everyone else does. Like I don't gravitate towards complementary colors. I gravitate more towards analogous colors. So I like colors that are right beside each other on the color wheel. Yeah, usually in either direction. So this is one of the reasons why I like kind of sharing with y'all, and also just even going through the process of putting all the colors up, because I can see that, yeah, like I really like colors that are next to each other. And these are some examples of the colors that I had previously talked about. So this is the beige red video, and then this is the neon pink luminous opera one. So if y'all want to check out like my thoughts on this color family, like definitely check out the beige red, same color, different medium video. And then if you want to see my thoughts on the pink luminous opera materials, check out that one. Okay, so let's see. I showed y'all these two. Oh, here I can share with y'all this highlighter. This one is more on the lighter side, but still, you know, in this color family. One thing that I'm working on is to do some more sketches that just stick within this color family. So, Katie Moody recommends that when you are trying to explore colors for yourself, one thing that she recommends is that you get, like you don't get a lot of different colors, that like you stick within one color family and then get a light, mid, and a dark tone within that color family. So let's use red, as an example, right? If we were gonna do stay within this color family, we would do like a light color, which is this one, right? This would be the light tone. I would say this one is like a medium tone. And this one is the says rose madder. That's that one, right? And then like the dark tone could be one of these. And this is the vermilion red and gouache, and then the rose mad deeper, right? So this one, and then either one of these two or both of them would be like really would give you a balanced image. Like you would be able to capture your lights, your mid-tone places, and then your dark tone places within the same family color. With again, and you can mix, you would mix up whatever floats your boat, right? But you could use potentially like these three colors to do a really cool image. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm going to share with y'all are my red color pencils. Um, okay. And then these are helpful for like details, also pops of color. This is a Derwent Color Soft and just red. Let's see. This is the polychromos and pale germanium lake. And I was so mad. So I bought the red one first, and then I was trying to get a different red color. And this one looks like even side by side to me, like this pale germanium lake looks a little more orangey, but it doesn't go down like that. It looks very red, right? Like that. So these colors are very similar. Now this is a Darwin ink tints and paprika, and this one, it's hard to tell right now, but it's a little bit more orangey. I just love that color so much. And so this goes really nicely. This goes really nicely with these two, and this one is a vermilion, and this one is a cadmium scarlet. But so this paprika in the Derwent ink tints that I'm just smudging out a little bit here is also very similar. Um, so I like to have, relatively similar, if not the same color in different mediums. Again, depending on like what I'm working on, I may want to lay down a particular layer using, a wet medium versus a dry medium, or a particular kind of wet medium, right? Like these three are wet mediums, right? But the paprika, because it's a pencil, it's gonna give like a more grainy effect when I smudge it out, as opposed to like these, which are watercolors that give more of like a flat, um, like they dry flat. So depending on like what kind of effect I'm going for, that determines, that would and could determine like which one, I would pick over the other. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared, like please definitely let me know, especially if you like to know the names of any of the other, the materials that I mentioned. Um, but otherwise, I'm going to come back. I have to go back through the last two or three and do timestamps and the names of which materials will be in the timestamps. Okay? All right. So I will be back, if not later, like later today, definitely tomorrow morning, um, for another check in about mixed media. I'll see you all then.